Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my kitchen. My name's Morgan if you're new around here, and today is going to be a really busy day in the kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a couple of different things. I'll probably split this up into two videos so I can put the cupcakes in my baking playlist and the dip in my appetizer playlist. But we're going to be making, the recipe calls it crack dip. I would like to come up with a different name so I don't have to call it crack dip, but I'll try and figure something out as I'm making it. And then also we're going to be making mocha cupcakes with espresso buttercream. I am going to a baby shower at work tomorrow, and so I'm bringing some of the refreshments. Super excited about both of these. I've been looking forward to making the cupcakes for over a month at this point, ever since I picked the recipe I would be using. Actually, they kind of helped me pick it because I asked them what they wanted me to bring. And I've been looking forward to the dip since probably a couple, 2.5 weeks ago or so. When I first had it, my mom brought it over to a pool party that I was at, and it was absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and get set up and get started. Alright, I've just got my prep work done, which really wasn't that much, so let's go over what we need for this recipe. We're going to start with 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is just half of this block, 1 cup of mayonnaise, and a half a cup of sour cream. We're going to mix those all together with 1 packet of ranch seasoning. My pickup order gave me spicy, so we're going to have spicy and it's going to be good. We also need to add to that 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese, which I shredded myself. This is probably closer to 2 cups, but not a big deal. I've said this before, you can never have too much cheese. This is probably about 5 or 6 strips of bacon. I fried it up really nice and well done and chopped that. We need half a cup of cooked bacon plus some extra for a garnish for this recipe, and if we have a little extra, again, not a huge deal. This is going to be really delicious. And then we are supposed to chop, not slice, chop 2 green onions, so that's what I have in this bowl. Now, the recipe recommends to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer, but I'm really not going to bother with that for 2 reasons. 1, I'm going to be making cupcakes later and I don't want to have to wash my bowl that many times. And 2, this cream cheese has been sitting out for close to 24 hours now, so it's really nice and soft. I'm not worried about that being too hard to mix up. I've got a half cup measuring cup here. I'm just going to use that for everything. I'm going to add my ranch seasoning mix to these ingredients and get that really well mixed. You really want to make sure this is smooth before you add any of the other ingredients, because you don't want any chunks of cream cheese, or maybe you do. I'm sure it would be good, but once you start adding things like the cheese and the bacon and the green onions, it's going to look super lumpy and you're going to have a hard time distinguishing what's what.
If I'd actually used a hand mixer or stand mixer, this would have taken so much less time, but I didn't want you guys to think that if you don't have this equipment that this was impossible to make. It just took a little bit longer.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add my rest of my ingredients. I'm going to reserve some of this for the topping. I think I'll reserve a little bit of everything for the topping. Looks pretty good. Now once we're done getting this all mixed together, I will go ahead and top it, and then it's going to sit in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Now this in particular is going to sit in the fridge overnight because the shower's not until tomorrow. I will give you a little spoiler. My husband and I are probably going to taste some of this later when he gets back from his guild meeting, but I'll let you know how it goes. Let's get our topping mixed. And there you have it. Super quick, super easy, and it's gonna be delicious.
I ended up switching bowls for presentation purposes. The colors of the party were blue and gold, and this had a cleaner edge, so here it is. I didn't think about that when I was topping it, so the topping's more in the middle now, but I think it still looks pretty good.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. I'll be back in a little bit to make some mocha cupcakes with espresso buttercream.